How you doing, Duff here, if you can see me. We have a big box here. Cindy and I have a big box here. And you may or may not know what this is, depending on if you read my blog, because I don't think I've mentioned it anywhere else. This is a FlashForge Finder 3D printer. 3D printing has been around for a long time. And I've always had an interest in it, but I've never pulled the trigger on buying one. And but anyways, I never pulled the trigger on it, and I just happened to have a good amount of Amazon Spiff points available. So, and Cindy actually had interest in using this to do stuff for her cosplay hobby, and she's hoping to make some stuff for a costume that she's making. And I have ideas to make electric unicycle parts with this, maybe. So, all sorts of possibilities. The FlashForge printer. This is a PLA only printer. Does not do ABS, it does not have a heated platform, it does not have a heated compartment, so which to me isn't a big deal. PLA is easier to work with. It's not quite as durable, but you can still do a lot of stuff with PLA. So, alright, so
I hold the box.
yeah, I think we got
I'm going to turn it that way.
Yeah, I'm just going to let it slide out, I think. Oh. So you can see it's a pretty big unit.
Big size.
Alright, so in here we have some tools. A small screwdriver, small wrench, USB drive, which I heard has the software that comes with it, and a few sample prints, and a couple Allen wrenches. So I'm not quite sure what those are all used for. We'll figure that out.
But that's looking up.
This comes out.
Yeah, that one comes out. The other one comes out.
This is your roll of PLA that they include. And I think it's orange, at least the ones I've seen, it's orange. Well, they said it could be a random color, but the ones I've seen, okay, this one's white.
That's
This
convenient.
is white PLA. I ordered some extra rolls of PLA when I ordered this, and I ordered a white, a black, and a silver. Okay, so, and then down here, oh,
Yep, remember.
I want to zoom in, like, can you, like zoom? Okay, so there's two pieces of styrofoam in here. The first one I just slid out, and then to get the second one out, you have to. I think
You have to plug it in.
I know.
Or you have to lift something.
You have to raise.
Right.
You have to raise the table, and then this piece comes out, and this other piece has a glue stick, USB cord. This is used. This is like filament protector that goes between the. It basically goes like this. It goes out of the spool holder into the print head, the extruder.
The filament actually goes through there.
Right.
So it also says to take that blue tape off first. So.
Yeah. Okay.
But carefully
Okay,
not to mess this up.
Right. Yeah. There's a piece of blue tape that
Since I
holds
have
the
nails.
ribbon cable in. She's going to take off. We can take off the control panel cover.
There we go.
Okay, so in addition to taking the blue tape off of the ribbon tape here, there's also some
Plastic ties.
not tie
Cable
wraps, not
Cable ties.
cable ties, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Searching for the correct word. So you got to cut those off. Oh, this last one was already. That's interesting. The last one was already broken.
Hopefully everything's okay.
Okay, so now we have this print head is actually able to move. It's belt driven. Back here is the compartment where you put the spool. So I believe the next thing you're supposed to do is put the filament in. You may notice that this is vacuum sealed with PLA filament. It actually they say that you're supposed to kind of try to minimize its exposure to the environment because it actually can absorb moisture and that kind of stuff. So, like if you're not going to be printing for a long period of time, they recommend that you take the filament out and put it in like a plastic bag or something to protect it, which I never knew. Because PLA filament is actually like cornstarch based. It's biodegradable. That's one of the nice things about it versus ABS, where ABS is oil based. ABS is more durable, but it is also toxic, whereas this is not. Alright, so we're going to pop this out here. Can you see this or not?
I totally can see it. Yep.
And then,
It's almost like a spool when you're weed eating.
yeah, well, like, yeah, kind of. Put that in there. And
Feed
then
it through.
Yeah, actually, I should cut this.
Make it nice and
So
straight.
nice straight.
It's like threading a needle.
Yeah.
Alright.
Actually, probably if I do this, thread this through. I don't know if you can see this. There's a little hole here.
I see it. Yeah. Little fingers to get that through.
Yeah, can you just keep it straight while I push? Okay. Because I think that tube actually goes down inside there.
Yeah, it does. You're supposed to connect it to that.
Right. Okay. So
Probably
there you
do
go.
that.
There you go. Filament is in.
Cool.
Alright. So let's slide
Well, you
this
might
on.
want to connect the tube so that you can make sure it's on that little attachment there. Maybe. Because it looks like it actually attaches on the inside of the thing.
Okay, this is the protector that we were talking about.
See what I mean? It almost looks like there's a lip or something there, kind of.
I don't know. Does it fit over there or not?
Does it fit through? There you go. See, it looked like it would.
Yeah, but it doesn't go over
Oh,
that though. It's
okay.
not big enough to go over.
Well, not
but-
over, but
Yeah, but
okay.
it just gets kind of inserted in there, I guess.
That's good.
Just gonna
that
slap
in.
that in. And then once we're ready to load filament, the filament will go in here. I believe, yes. So at this point, I believe we're ready to turn it on. Plug it in and turn it on. Okay, so we have it plugged in now. We have it on Cindy's desk. And I think the power's right up front, right? Wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. The book is.
Yeah, why don't you give me that? Okay, I think it'll go through an initialization sequence here.
Ooh.
It's cool because it has
The
a
menu screen.
has a touch screen. It's very nice. If you guys are wondering, I bought this printer on Amazon. It's an Amazon Prime deal, and it was right around $500. And I'll put a link in the description below if you're interested in checking it out. I thought it would drop the platform right away, but it doesn't.
Yeah, I think you have to push for each step.
Yeah, I just went to
It takes the
tools
time.
and then level. Evidently, with a 3D printer, leveling the building platform is a very, very important part of getting your prints looking good. So I believe what it's doing is just going through a bunch of calibrations here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it tells you, now can you like zoom in on the screen there? I don't know how visible it can. Okay, so what it tells you to do is it's kind of weird the way that they word it. Screw the 3 nuts under the platform anti-clockwise until you can't tighten them anymore. Which is weird because when you're going anti-clockwise, that's really sort of loosening, at least in my world. So I'm going to go anti-clockwise. Well, maybe it
The
depends.
one I watched.
You know what it is? It depends on your point of view. Like I'm thinking, if I'm underneath it, I'm going counterclockwise. But if I'm looking this way, from the top, it is counterclockwise. If I'm looking down this way, but I was thinking about from underneath. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy I
So
watched.
this makes sense.
It beeped for him though, so I was just
Well,
wondering, are we going to get a beep?
that's once you start the whole process. You back it out until, or you're bringing it forward, I think, until it beeps. Or backing it out till it beeps, actually, because right now we're making it as tight as possible. All right, so now they are all tightened. I'm not cranking on them hard, but they're all snug. So I'm going to hit the OK button. Make sure you can't finger tighten these nuts anymore. Well, I can. Okay.
Squeaky. I even heard that in one of
I'm
the
just
videos.
worried because they're plastic. I don't want to.
Yeah, I think.
All right, that's pretty good. Okay. Yes. Okay, now it's verifying the distance between the nozzle and the plate. Unscrew corresponding nut under platform clockwise until hearing a steady beep. And when I'm unscrewing it, it's actually raising the platform. No beep yet.
There's a beep.
And the people I've seen do this, they do it so it's just at the point where it's beeping.
Yeah.
And I've also, okay, so that's beeping, I'm going to verify. I've also heard there's another leveling technique where you use like a piece of paper
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you just keep adjusting till the beeping stops now, or?
No, you want it to beep,
Oh.
but just start beeping. I'm not sure why it keeps testing the same spot. I'll be back. Okay, one thing that I just noticed from looking more closely at the instructions is it talks about inserting the filament first before
Leveling the build plate.
Yeah. Alright, so filament is now in, so let's try this again. Okay, so what I did differently that time was I inserted the actual filament into the extruder, which I did not do the first time, and then it worked as I would expect. I backed out this nut or this adjuster until it started to beep, and now it says okay, we're going to go to the next leveling point. So now it's going over to the right side, doing the same thing, turning this clockwise until it beeps. Can you see?
Mm-hmm. So it seems pretty. So what's the screen saying?
It's telling me to verify it again. Okay, there, it's going to work. When it goes up and down more than once, then it works. Okay.
Hmm. It's good to know.
It's a little tedious. Okay, so now there's a back spot that it goes to.
So this is probably a good thing to do right before you do any project, just to make sure it's completely level.
I don't think it's. I don't know if you have a problem. Maybe you do it. I'm not sure. I'll have to read up on it. Okay, so we're unscrewing again until we hear a steady beep. And also, I heard a tip that what they recommend you do, because like a problem can be that it slips on the surface. Actually, what people do is they take out the platform, you flip it over so the glass side is up, and then they take painter's tape, blue painter's tape, and they cover it with that, and that makes it stick really well, supposedly.
Hmm. Well, someone I saw earlier, he had a hard time getting it off of there.
Right? Yeah. Well, the painter's tape again, it helps with that.
Well, he had the regular flat surface there that it comes with. So.
Waiting for the steady beep. All right, there we go.
So you're going to want to put the black in.
Okay, it took a little bit of time, but it finally finished the leveling. I think what I was doing wrong was I was turning the knob till it just started to beep, and it seemed like I need to turn it a little bit past that in order for it to actually pass the check. So keep that in mind. All right, so we're going to finish. Where's the... All right.
There's also a glue stick there.
So now I think we need to probably load filament. Finished. Tools, filament. Can you see this? These screens or not?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to hit load to load the filament. The extruder has to heat up first before it actually loads it.
That's a cool sound.
Cooling fan. It heats up pretty fast. So it says basically you wait until filament starts coming through the extruder.
Oh.
But I might have to push it down more. I'm not sure if I have it pushed in far enough.
Yeah, I saw one where it went shooting off, so.
It looks like the default temperature setting for this is 220 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit. Pretty darn hot.
Mm-hmm.
I like the cool blue light.
Mm-hmm. It's almost soothing.
So the print area, or the... Okay. Push filament vertically into extruder and press done when you see filament coming out of the extruder. Okay.
I should take this off of here so I can look underneath.
Oh, there you go. It's cool.
Oh.
You see it coming out maybe?
Yeah, if your hand is out of the way.
Done. Here's our first 3D printing, a little lasso. Okay. So now filament should be loaded. Back it out. And
Smells waxy.
yeah, this is kind of what it smells like, I think.
Yay! I was hoping for that.
Somebody likes the smell of wax.
Reminds me of those little sculptures you get at the Seaquarium.
Okay. So we're going to just do a test print with one of the models that comes with this. Oh, okay. It's talking about setting it up in FlashPrint first. Let me just see if there's any models on here.
Meaning on the computer?
On the stick.
Oh, that's where it goes on the side there.
There's one on here, a 20mm box.
Oh, cool.
That sounds too big. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, that is small. All right. So I know nothing about it. I'm not going to put a glue stick down or anything. Like the glue stick is actually to put on the area to keep it from moving. But we're just going to try it as is.
Okay.
We're going to hit build.
I think it would raise the
It's
weight.
heating the extruder back up.
There we go.
And it actually estimates the build time, but from what I saw, it's...
How much time is it
some
saying?
signal here. It doesn't yet.
Oh.
It's a little... The estimate is usually short, though. The shooter is heating up again. I didn't mess with any of the settings as far as the speed of it. The yeah, nice little box.
That's what I was gonna do. Working its magic.
You can see it laying stuff down there. I see like some pieces kind of like floating loose there.
That is so cool.
Alright, so we'll be back later and see how this turns out. Alright, so we are the next day. Been a lot of experimentation going on. As you can see right now, the printer is printing away. What I am actually printing is a model that allows me to externally mount a spool on the Forge Finder printer. Because what the issue is the spool that comes with the printer that goes in this cartridge, it fits in here, but the other ones that I bought, like this eSun spool, and I think I have a Hatchbox spool, these do not fit in there. So what this little bracket that I'm making is supposed to do is it snaps onto the back here and allows you to put a larger spool on the back. So I'm printing that right now. I've had some success and failures. You can see like little plastic shards of some of my failures. I did just print this. This is another part of this spool holder that I'm making. As you can tell, that looks really clean, really nice. But my biggest success so far has been this. I printed this mud guard for my electric unicycle, and I was actually surprised that came out. It was designed to be printed in ABS, but it seems to come out just fine in PLA. I guess it's just a matter of how durable it'll be. It feels very, very strong, very stiff. Resolution seems pretty good, so yeah, it just wedges itself up here and sort of like that. So yeah, that was probably my biggest project that I was successful with. You also might notice that I have some blue painter's tape on here. What I actually did was I pulled the print bed out. Normally there's a blue side of the print bed that's facing up, and then you're supposed to, because I had problems with my projects not sticking, and they give you this glue stick to apply to the print bed to keep it down when you're printing a project so it doesn't warp. And I just found it kind of made the bed a mess. And what I read somewhere, someone suggested that you take this out, you take the bed and you flip it upside down so the plain glass surface is exposed, and then you use just regular blue painter's tape, cover the glass in that blue painter's tape, and it gives you a good surface to print on. So I've been trying that on my last couple prints, and it seems to be working pretty well. Not perfect, but pretty well. The biggest issue I've had is let me see, I can see that print's kind of lifting on that edge a little bit. But anyways, the biggest issue I've had is my print head oozing. And by oozing, what I mean is before the print job starts, the extruder heats up to between 200 and 220 degrees Celsius. And what's been happening for me is the filament starts to leak out. It starts to leak out of the extruder and curl around. And then what happens is when it goes to print, that junk that's hanging out already gets bound up and causes the print just to be a mess. And I've read a couple things about it. Some people say just, you have to drop the temperature back. Some people say that you need to just like quickly take a tweezers and pull that excess off right before it starts to print, which seems kind of strange. But that second suggestion is basically what I've been doing lately, is just trying to grab it right before it starts to print so I don't have that excess filament hanging out. But there has to be something I can do to eliminate that, because I can't believe that everybody tolerates that. I've got to be doing something wrong, so I'll figure that out. So anyways, I'm hoping this print is successful. Like I said, I'm a little worried about that warping thing I see right there, but It still seems like it's printing okay otherwise. We'll see how this turns out. And I'm sure there'll be a lot more videos, and I have a lot more to learn. You know, there's so many options when you go to print. I mean, literally dozens of different settings you can tweak. And you know, people that are experienced with 3D printing know what all these do, and I pretty much don't have a clue. So I'm just kind of winging it a little bit and see what happens. A lot of trial and error. So that's it for now. That's my initial experience with the FlashForge FlashForge Finder 3D printer. Until next time, Duckman out.